what's interesting with that is not a jury trial, but a trial by jury. And I know I'm kind of anal when it comes to words because they do mean substantially different things. And if we roll back to the Rule 73 issue, which I didn't bring up here. So
Rule 73, is that a federal?
Because I'm not consenting. Yes, I'm not consenting to the issue as it is, and I've already filed.
Not consenting to what issue?
To the engagement, I'm not consenting to the proceeding.
Again, I'm going to just come out and say, in thinking about it today, I'm like, what in the hell am I talking about? And if somebody knows something about this, they could definitely put it in the comment section, what have you, and we can address it in a subsequent video. But I don't want to start traveling back down that road for people who might be in these situations about if you don't consent to it and you send the citation forward with the do not consent and writing letters on it. All that stuff, as you see, hasn't kept them from moving forward in this proceeding, and I believe I might have did it in a couple of other proceedings, and they just kept on moving forward. It didn't matter. I'm not even sure I've been raised them after this right here. I just began to focus on the issue that led to the alleged stops, and we'll go back and look at a little bit of stuff a little bit later on as well.
And that's something the challenge to the statute. Okay.
You preserve whatever you think your rights are.
Okay. So I just wanted to put that into the record.
I'm going to go forward based on my understanding.
Right.
And I'm giving you every opportunity to preserve your rights that you believe you have in a way that there's absolutely no confusion as to my rulings, and you're not denied the right to preserve your issues.
Yes,
if you decide at the end of the day, if the result is not what you anticipated, that you have every right to appeal.
That piece, that portion he gave us right there is a jewel and a gem. And what jewel, gem, they're about the same. But anyway, he's essentially telling me, hey, look, I'm giving you this. So if you come back on appeal, the appellate court will see enough of the transcript to say, hey, listen, he's had every opportunity to preserve these rights. Is there a legal basis to what he's saying? Even if the appellate court has to review it for any number of reasons that could show that there's a due process violation, which would require them to reverse his ruling, and they may just reverse his ruling and make him give me a new trial or non-jury trial or what have you. But he's essentially making sure that I have my plate set well in the event I had to move forward. And this is something we should all keep in mind. And again, I get a lot of appreciation for him because I don't think I would have moved forward the same way had it not been for the manner in which he handled this case. There's no telling what could have happened historically as it relates to me traveling down this road and actually having this to give to you all.
Yes, sir.
No problem with that. I'm trying to explain as I go so that you don't, hopefully you don't take it as being completely arbitrary or capricious. I believe in my rulings, and I believe they're correct, and that's why I'm doing it the way I'm doing it. So for that issue, though, we're not going to have a jury trial. But if you want to file any paper regarding that issue, I'll certainly give you the opportunity to preserve the record in a way that you think is appropriate as to that issue. Okay?
Okay. And I guess we're only here to discuss the issues relative to.
I'm going to discuss the issues that you filed
for. Right.
Yes,
right. So I'll file.
I'm not ruling. I'm not going to make a definitive ruling. But again, I'm going to give you the opportunity to address the issue. But unless it was a crime recognized under common law at the time of the United States Constitution or the state of Florida Constitution was adopted, then, and those are petty thefts, criminal mischiefs. Those are typical crimes that would have been, even if it's a second-degree misdemeanor, you have a right to jury trial. Driving with a license suspended with knowledge is not such a crime.
There we go. Yes.
And it's a second-degree misdemeanor as alleged, and under the laws of the state of Florida, you're not entitled, and I'll do an order of no incarceration. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Demand for dismissal number 9, improper application. I'm not sure what the argument there, how that contravenes the 14th Amendment. So you want to put something on the record?
Yes, sir. For the record, and I appreciate that. And
hey, listen, I'm going to just say something about this motion, this non-incarceration document. And let's see if we can go in here and find some of this stuff. These are completed projects. We don't want that. Close that out. Close that out. And I know that it's in here somewhere, and just bear with me, but he did do a notice of non-incarceration. I'm trying to find out what I did with these things. Okay, it's going to be in here somewhere in the list of events. But I actually have the actual notice of non-incarceration. I thought I'd saved it somewhere. I'll find the thing. It's in here, I'm sure. But everything that he said he was going to do relative to remaining honorable throughout the proceeding, he actually did, and it did help me get the desired relief that I was seeking. I'll find that other stuff a little bit later on, but I do know that it's in here.
I probably should say this way because I don't want it to be misconstrued. I respect what we're going through right now. This is a dialogue, so I never thought that you would do anything arbitrary or capricious. Just to make sure
I didn't think
clear
you
on that.
did either. That's why I want to. I want to do this in a way that you get to express yourself as clearly and as accurately as you can, and my rulings respond in kind, so that if at the end of the day you don't agree with the outcome, you certainly have a very clear, articulate record that someone else could review in terms of what you believe your rights are.
Right, and the onus of invoking rights does lie on the individual, so I appreciate that.
Now let's go back to the improper application. You have to explain to me how that contravenes the 14th Amendment.
Okay.
If it does.
Okay. Essentially, the whole, which you kind of narrated it already, you can't create, no state can create laws that would, in effect, limit the rights, privileges, and immunities of the citizens. So, and also, not just the 14th Amendment, because that's an equal protection issue, also it's a bill of attainder issue. Because you can't legislatively punish somebody without due process. And actually, that's Article 1, Section 18, it's an administrative punishment. I don't recall.
How does that relate to the 14th Amendment?
Well, because now you created something that the 322.334 is a law created to punish somebody without judicial process.
Well, I wouldn't agree without judicial process, because obviously we're in the middle of a judicial process here right now.
But they're alleging it's already done.
I'm sorry?
But they are alleging that the action was already taken.
The crime was already committed.
Right?
The issue of the judicial process is the opportunity to review whether the allegation, the crime, can be proven consistent with the standards of reasonable doubt. That would be the application through the judicial process. The 14th Amendment is a due process requirement that the laws of the United States Constitution are applied to the state, right, so that you don't have a disparity, and obviously you know the history of that, you don't have a disparity in how citizens, no, I'm saying you,
very well, yes,
well, you understand it because you alleged it, right. You understand that it was to make sure that constitutional fundamental rights could not be deprived to individuals under state law. That's really the essence of the 14th Amendment.
Given that today is June 19th, it makes all the sense in the world. But
and I have no idea what that means, but just so you know, I don't.
Juneteenth.
I don't know what Juneteenth is, unfortunately.
That's the date that many slaves found out they were actually free.
Okay.
Now, that's just universal intervention, giving me an opportunity. Well, it just so happens that this did take place on June 19th, 2015, I believe it was. But we discussed it, and as you can see, a lot of people probably weren't aware, even judges were aware of that, and it's pretty evident that he's pretty well informed about quite a few things. But I just thought that was a pretty interesting segue for me to make the statement.